Okay, where are my y-intercepts?
90.
It's at 90, right, because you'd set x to be 0. Okay, so if you set x to be 0, you get y equals 90. That's fine. Okay, now my x-intercepts. What am I setting to be 0? Yeah, good. Okay, so if I set y to be 0, this is what I get. I get 90 plus x minus x squared equals 0. Now my first issue is, look at that thing on the left-hand side. That's in a different order to how we've looked at it before. What do we usually have first?
X squared.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull this term towards the front. Yeah, the highest power. Yeah, good. So I'm going to pull the x squared term to the front. That's negative x squared. Okay? Then I'm going to have plus x. And at the end here, I'm going to have a positive 90, because that's positive 90. Okay, now I'm happier. Now that's in a form that I can recognize. Okay? Then I'm looking at this and I'm going, this thing. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. You can absolutely divide by -1. That is correct. Just for the sake of clarity, because sometimes the question might say factorize this, and so therefore you can't set it equal to 0. So I'm just going to show you with how I deal with this without dividing 3 by -1, but you're right, you can do this case. Do you notice the thing which is causing the issue, or the thing which is different to what was before, was this negative x squared? Okay? So what I could do then is I could pull out a negative from every single term first. So I could put a negative from every single term. So if I take a negative out of negative x squared, what does it become? Yep. If I take a negative out of positive x, what does it become? Negative x. If I take a negative out of positive 90, what does it become? Can you see that effectively I've just switched the sign of everything inside the brackets? Okay. Now, all I have to do is look at that thing. Okay? Because I know that whatever happens, there's just going to be a negative out the front of my 2 brackets. So, okay, let me set up my 2 brackets then. Okay. I know that this negative will just carry down. I don't care about that. I'm not interested in that. I know this equals 0 will just carry down. I don't care about that. Okay. I am interested in what's happening inside the brackets. So, I know now, because it's a positive x squared, I can just put an x here and an x here. Okay. And I'm looking for a number here and a number here. So, what do those 2 numbers have to multiply together to make?
90. Negative 90.
Better. Remember to catch the negative. What do they have to add together to make? -1. You happy there's a -1 hiding in front of that x? Yeah? Good. So let's think about this. 90. Numbers that multiply together to make 90. Don't worry about the negative. Let's just think about numbers that multiply together to make 90. 10 and 9 works, yeah? Sorry?
No, nothing.
Okay. What about 45 and 2? What about 60 and 3? Sorry, 30 and 3. No, sometimes you can just spot it straight away, but what I'm trying to show you is there are other factors in case they don't work. So if you're not sure, always write down all the factors that you can think of. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And of course there are 5 and 18?
60, no, 18.
Yep.
Well, there are 6 and 15.
6 and 15, you did right.
1 and 9.
Yeah, you are right actually, missed that one, good. 6 and 15, 1 and 90, yeah, good. And there are other ones, but I think we've caught the one which we want at least, okay? Maybe you might be able to see it. So, okay, these are my factors that I'm looking at. I just need to think, okay, I need to add these together to make -1. Except, you remember they multiply together to make -90. Now, how do you get a negative from 2 numbers multiplied together?
One of them has to be negative.
Absolutely. One of them has to be negative. So you've just got to remember, one of these numbers has to be negative. Okay. Yeah, 10 and 9 looks likely. Good. Now, is it going to be -10 plus 9?
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, good. It can't be 10 take away 9 because that would make +1. It's got to be -10 plus 9. Is that okay? Yeah. Good. So here goes -10. Here goes +9. Okay. Now we're in a position that we can do this. Okay. Is the negative going to make any difference? No, I mean, I've got -1 there. It's not going to make any difference when I deal with this. Okay. So are you happy this would be in factorised form? All I need to do now is think, okay, x take away 10 multiplied by x plus 9, it makes 0. Okay. What's x got to be if x minus 10 equals 0? Good. If x plus 9 has to be 0, what's x going to be? -9. Is Is that okay? Okay. So these are my two x-intercepts. You happy? Good. All right, so I've got my y-intercept.
But it's kind of different from.
I've got my x-intercepts.
It's 10 minus x. Because the minus is out.
So if I factorize a negative from this thing, yeah, you're going to get x take away 10. Yeah. So what I'm saying here, we're still going to have x plus 9, same as we had before, the x plus 9. But if you look at this thing, okay, all that's happened is I've factorized a negative out. So if I factorize a negative out, that positive 10 has got to become a negative 10. And that negative x has got to become a positive x. So in other words, I get negative of x take away 10. And it's the same.
So we won't use the negative.
Okay, the negative, all that does is I'm saying negative, okay, look at this one. I'm saying negative 1 times by something times by another thing has to be equal to 0. Well, can negative 1 be equal to 0? No, doesn't make sense, okay? So I can just ignore that. And either x minus 10 has to be 0, well that can be equal to 0 if x equals 10, or x plus 9 has to be equal to 0. That can be 0 if x equals negative 9. Is that okay? Yeah? Good, excellent. So let's finish this off then. Let's sketch this. Happy face or sad face? Okay, where are my x-intercepts then? What's this point going to be? What's this point going to be? 10, okay? Just need to think where the y-axis is. It's got to pass through the point x equals 0. Going to be somewhere in the middle, I guess. About there. Is that okay? Yeah, what's this point going to be? 90. And that will do as a sketch. Is this clear for everyone? Are there any questions?